T20 World Cup was not the best of outings for the White Ferns. How does the New Zealand unit look back at the tournament, and how did you all bounce back after the disappointment of the T20 World Cup?
Yeah, obviously, not certainly didn't go to plan, and it was just our first two games of the tournament against South Africa and Australia were really crucial, and we just didn't show up as well as we should have for those two games. And I think the thing that was really pleasing is, obviously had two pretty big losses against those teams, but I think the resilience that the team showed in our final two full games to try and give ourselves a chance, and the fight that we showed, everyone was really proud of that. But upon reflection, we just didn't stand up in those really big pressure games, and ultimately those two teams ended up playing in the final. So looked really disappointing, and it's certainly something we've talked about as a team, and how we want to play our cricket and take the game to the opposition, and we didn't quite manage to do that in those two games. So disappointed. That's just the nature of tournament play. I think one or two games and that's it. So it's just how it goes.
So let's talk about you now. It's been over a decade since you started playing cricket at the age of 19. The women's cricket was much different back then. So how have you seen the scenario changing for women's sports, especially in New Zealand?
Yeah, huge change since I first made the White Ferns. I never thought cricket would be my full-time career, for starters. It's pretty amazing the opportunities that are in front of us now, and not just internationally, and we play more teams. Back when I started, I think the White Ferns mostly played England and Australia, and maybe India every now and then. But I think the ICC Championship now, and we play pretty much everyone within the 4-year World Cup cycle. I think it's fantastic for the growth of the women's game, and playing more opposition in different countries, such as coming over to Sri Lanka for the first time. And I think just the professionalism and the teams and the quality and standard of the cricket just continues to get better and better. And it's a really exciting product. Obviously last night, the Women's Ashes, they had 20,000 in at Edgbaston, and that would have sort of been an unheard of thing for a bilateral sort of series when I first started playing. So it's really exciting to be a part of, and I'm just fortunate for the opportunities I've been given within this team.
And let's go back to your beginning. When we were young, we all have multiple dreams. So what were some of your dreams, and did you, like you just mentioned, did you ever imagine yourself representing the White Ferns on the international stage?
Well, I think when I was younger, I didn't even know the White Ferns existed. I wanted to be the Black Caps because that's the team I saw on TV. So I think that's one of the best things about women's cricket at the moment, is that pretty much every game that we play is televised or streamed, and people can watch it and can see it and want to be Suzie Bates, Sophie Devine or Amelia Kerr, and hopefully that attracts a lot more young girls into the game globally. And for me, I just played cricket because I loved it, and sort of getting the White Ferns was pretty amazing, and to play along some of the players I sort of grew up watching, and Suzie Bates and Sophie, I was pretty awestruck coming into the White Ferns, and it was a great experience, and everyone was so welcoming to me. So I was really lucky, and it's been pretty cool being a part of the team.
So while growing up, when did you realize or decide that, yes, this is the sport I want to be in, and I want to make it big in this sport?
I sort of played every sport growing up that I could. I just loved being outside and running around with my friends. So cricket just happened to be the sport that I was probably best at. And when I was sort of 12 or 13, Maya Lewis, who used to play for the White Ferns, the captain of the White Ferns, she was working for Auckland Cricket at the time, and she, I guess, spotted me at a district tournament, girls' district tournament, and took me under her wing, and I did a lot of work with her from a batting point of view through age group cricket in Auckland, and she gave me belief that I could be quite a good player. And I think for me, I made the Auckland team when I was sort of 16 or 17, and just sort of progressed from there, and just trying to get better and just enjoy playing my cricket. I certainly didn't expect to make the White Ferns as a teenager, but it was a fantastic experience, and I just wanted to play because I loved it, and I still want to keep playing on the White Ferns team because I love being part of this group, and just trying to enjoy my cricket as much as possible.
So do you remember the first day of your practice? When was the first time you entered the practice, and what was it like?
In the White Ferns?
In the White Ferns, or in generally? Tell me about the White Ferns practice, the first day of it.
I think I was pretty the first time I came into the White Ferns environment, I was pretty awestruck with the people that I was in the team with. probably was at the point where I never quite believed that I was good enough to be there at that point, and I just loved watching, how people like Suzie and Sophie went about their work, and so that was pretty awesome. And then the girls were so welcoming. I think that's one of the best things about our environment, I think, is that we all really care about each other and just want people to come into this team and enjoy themselves first and foremost and help each other get better. So I certainly had that experience when I came into this group. And as I said, I think I've got a part to play in that now, and hopefully the younger girls coming into the team have that same experience.
So ICC World Cup 2022, that catch of Elise Perry. The world was talking about it, and the videos are still doing rounds on Twitter. You're considered a really valuable fielder too, alongside being a batter. How much have you worked on your fielding, and how much do you still work on the fielding technique?
Yeah, I think for me, as someone who's just a batter in this group, I think you can't just offer one skill within a team now. Everyone has to field, obviously, and for me, that's something I try to put a lot of pride in, is my fielding. And growing up, that was the same as well. And actually, one of my first coaches, Maya, she was instilled that in me, and that trying to be the best fielder I could. And she always challenged us at trainings and trying to hit the ball pretty hard and make us dive and throw ourselves around. So yeah, I think for me, fielding is crucially important, and I've got to make sure, I'm getting older and I've got to stay relevant in this team, and fielding is sort of one way I can do that. But I love being in the outfield. It's my natural habitat, I suppose, and I want to be in the game. So look, I enjoy being out there and trying to contribute from that perspective.
Yeah, talking about the fielding technique and everything, what does a normal day at practice look like for Maddy Green?
I suppose it's different depending on sort of what we're leading up to. If it's the day before the game, I like to have a hit in the nets and maybe take a couple of catches. And it's just for me about feeling like I'm prepared for the game. I've done everything I need to do, rather than sitting on the sideline waiting to bat or waiting to go out into the field and thinking I should have done this or I should have done that. So for me, it's just trying to do whatever I need to do the day before the game to feel match ready, and sometimes it might be hitting lots of balls and sometimes it might not be hitting me at all. Sort of putting my game plan into practice, I suppose, and there's going to be times on tour where we get the opportunity to go a bit harder and train a bit harder and push ourselves a bit more with a few days before a game. So yeah, look, I think for me it's all about trying to get in the mindset of what I need to do for the upcoming fixture, and yeah, just try to keep getting better. That's just the way the women's game's going now. There's increasing professionalism all around the world, and I think even for us coming over here to Sri Lanka, I've been really impressed with how their teams move forward as well, particularly the fielding. I think they've been outstanding in the field, and I think we've just got to keep striving to be better always. Otherwise, other teams are going to either catch you up or keep moving further ahead. So we've got to keep trying to be better, and that's the attitude our team brings to our training.
Talking about better and the best, let's talk about that innings against Ireland. New Zealand 490 against Ireland. Maddy Green 125 of 77. Take us through that incredible innings of yours.
Yeah, I actually can't remember it too well. I remember it was a really hot day in Dublin. We sort of going over there prepared for it to be freezing cold, but it was a beautiful day, and I think Suzie and Jess Watkins, had set the game up quite nicely, got us off to a great start, and then I just sort of was able to go out there and bat with freedom, batting with Suzie. She was just making it easy from the other end, and I really enjoyed batting with her, and she's very helpful in talking about cricket out in the middle, but also knows how to just happy switch off and relax. So it was lots of fun batting with Suze, and I enjoyed watching her from the other end as well, absolutely smacking it everywhere.